$100 credit for
Oh,
1
that's
year.
great. That's great. Do I have to say something about it?
No, I think someone on their team will talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If I have to, let me know now. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
That's good. That's great. I love it.
Well,
Yeah.
but if there's anything else you want to add about it when we announce our winner, you know, feel free to add some extra details. But we'll have that at the very end.
And if any of you ever want to come by Modernist, please just let us know. You're all invited to come by anytime.
I love it.
Perfect.
Well,
Thank
good.
you.
I think that we have, you know, everyone has kind of trickled in, so we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Michelle Brand. I'm president of Make-A-Wish's Young Professional Advisory Council, and we are so excited to welcome you guys to our first ever Cookies and Cocktails event. So when we were designing this event, we were thinking we wanted something that would bring people together, have a nice holiday feel to it, and of course still focus on why we're all here tonight, which is to raise money for our wish kids. So tonight's going to be really nice and holiday, and we're going to start out with a mixology class with the Modernist. Of course, we don't want to keep you guys from your drinks, so that was intentional that we put that first. We're going to hear a really great wish story, and then we're going to finish it off with cookie decorating tips from Pretty Little Bakers. And I know some of you guys are still waiting on your kits, so tonight will be a really great lesson on how you can decorate them on your own time with your friends and your family when you get those. You know, typical 2020, USPS is having, you know, some big issues, so here we are, but that's okay. So thank you so much to the Modernist and Pretty Little Bakers, as well as Klein and Sloat, who have also generously donated some nice takeaways, which we will announce at the very end. And so with that, I'm going to pass it off to my co-host and chair, Andrew Tiemeyer. But actually, before I do that, I should highlight that we are trying to raise money for a full wish tonight. So we're trying to raise $10,000, which is the average cost of a wish. And so far, between the generous purchases of these kits as well as donations, we have raised over $7,300. So our goal for tonight is only $3,000 in text to give. So anytime throughout the program, you can text WISH to 91999. And this number will actually be valid through Christmas in case you get those kits with your friends and family and they're like, hey, how can I support? This is a great way to do that. And so with that, I will pass it over to Andrew.
Hi guys, I'm Andrew. I'm the vice chair of the YPAC Council, supporting Michelle and the rest of the Greater Bay Area. Just a few housekeeping items to get checked off before we get started. I thought everyone was muted, but that is not the case. So if you are not speaking, if you could please put yourself on mute, that would be much appreciated. If you do have any questions during the event, just please shoot them in the chat box, which should be on the right-hand side. Feel free to either send it off to anyone, myself, or just the Make-A-Wish team, and we can address it with either the presenters or just one-on-one. For the best kind of viewing experience, if you go up to the top right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see called Speaker View, and that'll just have the main presenter larger than everyone else. And then if you did not already email the Make-A-Wish team for individual breakout rooms for the cookie decorating, please feel free to chat the Make-A-Wish team directly and provide them the additional names that you would like in your breakout room. And we will get that situated for you when that time comes. So with that, I will introduce Carlo Splendorini, who is the bar director and co-founder of the Modernist Club, who will be kind of leading off our first presentation. And just to quickly highlight at the end of his presentation, if everyone's excited about their drinks, we will do a quick cheers at the end before we move to the next presenter. So just have those smiles ready. Carlo, thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrew. Good evening, everybody. Very, very happy and honored to be here with all of you. So I hope everybody hear me well. And then so what we're going to do tonight is a couple of tricks of what you already have on your hands. So the lychee and roses mixers, right? So they are very versatile. So with this one, pretty much you can do anything. But what I'm going to show you now is I do my favorite thing with it, right? So I grab a wine glass for a reason that has a lot of surface, right? So when you have something that has a lot to play with in the outside, I recommend to grab mint, but any fresh herb actually works. You can do sage, you can do shiso, which I love. Shiso is, I'm sure most of you are familiar with. It's like a basil and mint having a baby in Japan, pretty much. So it's very aromatic herb. It finds in sushi most times. So, but what I do, I grab my shiso here, and then I just grab some leaf. You can do it with the mint. You can do it in the outside of your glass. So in the bottom belly here, right? So you can just rub it with it. So once you're gonna go close to it, once you drink, you're gonna smell the aroma of whatever you're rubbing. It can be rosemary, it can be sage, mint, celery, you name it, right? And in summer, you can also do it with fruit. You can cut a strawberry and you can do that all around it, you know? So it would be surprised like how much flavor you can extract just from doing nothing, pretty much, right? But it's just like you have to play with surface and then you don't have on glass roll usually. So that being said, let's go with the fun stuff. So I usually do with the lychee roses, like with other mixer that you have on the floral set, right? So you can do, vodka is, so those things have a lot of flavor, right? Vodka is a kind of flavor. I have nothing against vodka, first of all, right? So just put it that way. But I recommend to use a spirit that has flavor in it, like mezcal or gin. I love gin, like any gin from London Dry, like Gordon's or Tanqueray, to like a super high botanical and fancy gin, like a Monkey 47 or Roku, like I have here from Japan, right? So what I usually do, I do 2 parts, so 2 ounces. You have the jigger, so the large part, so the small part is a half an ounce. The top part is 1 ounce. 2 of the top part in it. And then I take in a shortcut because I have a bigger jigger. Sorry, but I take your time, all right? So once you pick your spirit, can be mezcal, vodka, white rum, gin, right? 2 ounces of that in the glass. Then you can do a citrus with it, right? A citrus, you can do lime, you can do lemon. I use yuzu because my palate is, I don't know, my past life I was Japanese for sure. You see, you know, like I use a lot of Japanese ingredients, believe it or not. Yuzu again is like a beautiful, you know, citrus, like a lime will work, lemon will work. This is a baby of both of them, right? And I'll do 1 part of it in the glass. Then we do our mixer. It can be the lychee roses, it can be the peach chrysanthemum, it can be the jasmine magnolia, right? I do 1 part of this. So the ratio work then, if you want to do, let's say, I'm doing kind of a gin and tonic now here, right? Style. But if you, let's say you want to do a margarita, right? You do 2 ounces of tequila or mezcal, 1 ounce of the mixer floral that you prefer, and the equal part of the use for the mixer, you use of citrus. So you have the acid and the sugar combined in equal parts, right? It's like a steak. It needs the same amount of salt and the same amount of pepper. Same thing with liquids, right? And then the ethanol needs to be 2 parts above of each of them. So the way is 2 ounces of the ethanol that you pick. It can be mezcal, tequila, or like if you do like a kind of gin and tonic gin, and then 1 part of the mixer, which is the sugar part, and 1 part of the acid. So that's how you find the balance. Then what I do, I add the ice because I'll do something refreshing this time, right? If you were thinking to do a margarita, right, you will need to do the 2 ounces of the agave spirit category, 1 ounce of the mixer, 1 ounce of the citrus. You shake it, and you have a perfect flavor margarita that you like. No need to put salt or anything like that, unless you want to. I use salt for other things, like when I usually stir, not when I shake it. Then I just top it off with some tonic water. I do a quick stir. Once you stir in the glass, I would totally recommend to do it very, very gently, because it's the glass, obviously, right? And then on top, I did sheets on the outside. You did mint, mint on top, I do the same herb than I did in the bottom, right? So do like this beautiful shiso leaf, right? And we leave this one here for a second, okay? Let me know if I'm going too fast or too slow, and then otherwise I will show you the other side of the drink, which is the old-fashioned category. On the old-fashioned category, as you saw, then I'll put the ice in last. The old-fashioned category, the ice goes first, all right? So I prefer 2 by 2 inches ice cube, like the most nice bar has, like this one, I'm happy to say. So, but like even at home, if you don't have the 2 by 2 inches, regular ice works just fine. Okay, so it's ice.
Well, can you slow the hair?
Okay. Hello?
Can you slow down just a hair?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Just go a little slower. Thank you.
Sorry if I've been a little too fast, guys. So I will.
A lot of excitement. I like it. I like it.
I will go make sure everybody understands, and then any question I would be happy to answer you. So now I will go with the old-fashioned category. So the old-fashioned is essentially the first category of cocktail, right? I wasn't there because it was created in 1896. So I'm old, but I wasn't really there, but I know enough then it was created around the age. Old-fashioned is a category cocktail because it's made with bitter, sugar, citrus, and booze, right? 4 things, that's it, simple, okay? So what I'm doing this time is, to me, it's all about the technique, right? At first, you can do bitter or not because the mixer then you have here, they all have bitter already. So we'll try to let you work as less as possible to have a good drink at home, okay? But future tricks, right? I always add 4 dashes of a bitter that I like. So in this case, I use a black walnut, okay? So you do the bitter the ice bitter first, right? And then you do your sugar, right? It can be the banana chocolate, it can be the mint chocolate chips, it can be the salted caramel. So on the old-fashioned, all works then the proportions for the perfect old-fashioned is 4 dashes of regular Angostura bitter, right? 4 dashes of orange bitter, correct? And then half an ounce of sugar first, an orange peel, and then the alcohol, okay? Why do the alcohol the last? Because if I do the alcohol first and mess something up, I will not be able to fix it in front of the guests. At home, you're not gonna get a review yelled, right? But it's just the correct way to do this. So I will do half an ounce of the salted caramel, or you can do your half an ounce of banana, but half an ounce is the small part of the jigger, right? The trick to not spill with that jigger is that you pour the alcohol right on top of the jigger, right on top of your glass, so it doesn't travel. And the way then actually it works perfect if you go to the top of the capacity of the jigger that was measured correctly. You won't be able to see the rim. That's how you reach the capacity for what says half an ounce or 1 ounce of it. Now, they will say alcohol, right? So once you do your mixture of choice, you can pick the alcohol that you like. It really works with any brown spirit. If you really you have something that you really like, but anything brown will work for cognac, Armagnac, dark rum, rye, bourbon, Scotch, Japanese, pisco, the aged mezcal, Añejo tequila. It will work everything. I will probably not do like anything originally super sweet, like Añejo tequila, because you already have enough sweetness to the mixer once you make old-fashioned. Make sense? Now, and as a trick, why if something that would taste sweet, old-fashioned is not something that you grab it, you make it, you pound it, right? It's something that is diluted and then it lasts for about 10, 15 minutes, 20 or so. What do you like? So a trick to make the cocktail taste exactly the same from the first to the last sip is 1 pinch of salt. So if you grab 1 pinch of salt and you add it to the glass at this moment before you do the alcohol, and then you make sure that you make a dissolve with it, right, until you don't see it no more, okay? Then you put your alcohol. I use a light Japanese whiskey because, again, I have a very Japanese palate. I don't know. Like my mom is Italian, my dad too. I don't know, but they did something in Japan for sure. Otherwise, I cannot explain it. Right. So I do 2 ounces of that. So the perfect old-fashioned is 4 drops of each bitter, right? If you have it or not. In this case, with the mixer, you don't need to because they're already in it, accordingly measured for this measurement, right? So half an ounce of the sugar of mixer and 2 ounces of the spirit, okay? And then I just pour it and stir at the same time for about 15 seconds. Now, an orange peel is perfect to do it. I personally, I do orange peel for aroma, or I do an oil product in aroma. I love sesame, or you can even do olive oil. The oil on top, what it does is nobody wants to take a spoon of olive oil or sesame or so, right? But it's only because the mouthfeel and the nose. Same thing of the orange does. Besides, it makes it a little drier, you know, for the pH of the orange, okay? So now, I really hope then you guys understood what between the accent. I don't even have the mask excuse this time, but I really hope that they was helpful. And then I really want to do a cheers with all of you whenever you guys are ready. Cheers. Make a wish, and thank you so much for everything. And it was an honor and a pleasure to be here with you.
Awesome.
And I'm going to give this back to Andrew right now.
Yes.
Unless you guys have any questions, or what can I do?
Yeah, I mean, any questions for Carlo when we, since we have him on?
Which mixer did you use for the old-fashioned again?
I did the salted caramel this time, but the same measurement will work with any of them. So the measurement is like it's a half an ounce of the mixer and the 2 ounces of the alcohol. That's the ratio that you want. Yeah, as long as any brown spirit. I personally love the banana chocolate and mezcal is fantastic. I mean, like, I love mezcal. My nickname is Mezcarlo, not for a case, but yeah.
And what were the gins you recommended?
It depends if you like to do a gin and tonic style. I will do anything dry, right? I will not do the mixer. Already have the floral ones. They already have enough botanicals that you guys already a lot of flavor from it. So I will not go to. I mean, don't get me wrong. Monkey 47 is great, right? Really expensive gin, but I will not go that high. I will go any London Dry. So Tanqueray, Gordon's. Those are perfect. Because they're dry, what you want is just get the citrus and the juniper, and then the rest the mixer does it for you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
What did the salt do when you added that to the drink before you added the alcohol?
Oh, the salt is pretty much like keep the pH of the alcohol level, and the flavor, it keeps it exactly the same from the moment that you drink it the first until after 10 minutes from now. So as long as then it's not more than 0.7 grams for the whole amount of the liquid, right? Don't put a spoon of it, it's just a pinch of it. So what it does, it keeps the flavor profile very, very intact from the top to bottom of the drink. It's a good trick.
Carla, the two mixers that we received in our box, one is peach chrysanthemum and the other one is jasmine elderflower. So we're at a bit of a loss here. Would you use either one of those for the old fashioned?
Yes, I will do 1 ounce of, I will do the for old fashioned, but those mixers, the floral one, they're lighter as far as concentration level. So I will do if you want to do an old fashioned with this, yeah, get this great. I will do 1 ounce of the floral ones and 3 ounces of the alcohol. It's Christmas.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any other questions for Carlo?
Yeah, hi. I was just wondering if you could recommend, I like mezcal, how else we could use mezcal in our drinks and with our mixers.
Yeah, so you can do 1 ounce, okay, if you have floral ones, 1 ounce of the floral, 1 ounce of any citrus that you like beside orange, because orange is too sweet, and 2 ounces of mezcal. And if you like something light and refreshing, 1 ounce of the mixer, any of them, 2 ounces of mezcal, half an ounce of citrus, and you top with ginger beer. So you're making like a mezcal mule. Or you can do a gin and tonic style, like that. So you do 2 ounces of mezcal, 1 ounce of the mixer or 2, and top with tonic water.
Great, thank you so much.
Of course.
I have a question. On our lychee rose mixer, you also had a suggestion for using coconut water.
Yeah.
So if we're using coconut water, and it didn't say anything about the citrus piece, we actually had some yuzu we put in with our mezcal and our lychee rose. But if we're doing the coconut water, are we changing proportions with citrus, or what do you? Does that go with? Are we doing that with the mezcal, or are you suggesting that with one of the different alcohols?
Very good question. Everything, then the proportion that you have for the alcohol, you switch it to the non-alcohol content. So if you want to do coconut water instead of mezcal, same proportions. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Carlo, for those incredible tips.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I think we can all agree that learning how to up your cocktail mixing game is always a great life skill. So cheers to you. We appreciate the great here. And so with that, I would like to introduce our Wish Kid alumni, Emily Miller. Emily had her wish granted 25 years ago. At the time, she was undergoing treatment for Ewing sarcoma, which is a rare form of cancer that grows in the bones and the surrounding soft tissue. Emily has a really unique wish story, especially for a 90s kid. So I will pass it over to Emily to tell her story.
Perfect. Thank you, Michelle. You're aging me there, admitting to how long ago my wish was. But so yeah, I had my wish granted 25 years ago. So I was kind of one of the original Make-A-Wish Greater Bay Area kids, I assume. As any kid in the 90s, my wish was to get slimed at Nickelodeon Studios in Florida. So I did that, and then had a bit of a combo wish. I also did Disney World, Give Kids the World, which is still a pretty popular wish, I'd say, with our kids here in the Bay Area. You know, for me, that was cool because it was the first time I got to go on a plane, but it was also a really good treat to be able to go on a vacation with my siblings and my family and have sort of like a normal family experience in the middle of a very chaotic and stressful time, I think, for everybody in our family. So this year I actually just hit my 5-year anniversary as a wish granter with Make-A-Wish. My sister Stephanie started volunteering a few years before me and kind of got me involved in the process, which I think goes to show how powerful wishes are, not only for wish kids, but also other members of the family. You know, once you're involved with Make-A-Wish, you kind of stick with it for your life, I think. You know, I volunteer a lot with wish parents, former wish kids, people who have been involved in the wish process somehow, which I think just goes to show what a great foundation this is and how impactful wishes are for everybody that are involved in the process. I volunteer primarily right now as a wish granter, so meeting with kids, finding out what they want to do for their wishes, and kind of working with Make-A-Wish Greater Bay Area to set their wishes up. I also do some fundraising events with them and some wish escort, which is really fun because I get to see kind of the end process of the wish. You know, a lot of the times we set up the wish, we arrange it, we send them off, and that's kind of all we hear. But to actually be present for somebody getting their wish, it is like, I honestly wish I could bottle that like joy and excitement, because it's so fun to be there and just see what kids wish for and see them get to experience that. You know, right now we're still doing wishes. It's a little different. The process is different. The wishes are different. But we're still trying to go out there and meet with kids virtually and get their wishes granted. You know, we hear a lot from Make-A-Wish about how impactful it is to have terminally ill kids have something positive to look forward to. And I think we could all use that right now. 2020 has been a rough year, you know, especially consider being in the hospital going through all this too, you know. But I think for me, what's really important for people to focus on is the power of the decision-making process involved in the wish. You know, kids in general don't have a lot of autonomy, but when you are a kid who is in the hospital, you have no control over what's happening to your body. You have no control over your day-to-day routine. And you know, with Make-A-Wish, we go in there and we say, what is it that you want? If you could have one thing, what do you want? And we sit down one-on-one with the kid. The parents are in the other room, you know, siblings are in the other room. It's us and them, and we're asking them, what do you want to do? And I think that's a really powerful moment, and that's a lot of control to give them. And it seems like such a small decision, but I think it's really, really powerful and a really important aspect to kind of focus on right now. But yeah, I don't know. Again, it's been 25 years. I'm still here. I love Make-A-Wish. I will kind of do anything they ask for me. And I think there's a lot of ways to get involved. Donations, obviously. We're trying to get to 10,000 tonight. But I think what's important for me to get out to people is that there really is a place in Make-A-Wish for anyone regarding the level of involvement that they want to be at. So I really would encourage everyone to figure out a way to get involved more often, because it really is a special place to be, and they are really doing great work there. So that's it.
Wow, incredible wish story, Emily. I think it's really powerful that after you had that experience, it was so impactful for you that you dedicated 5 years of your life to it. So I think that really says a lot. And also I wanted to highlight your milestone of 25 years in remission. So just incredible, what an inspiring story. And then I also wanted to use this time to say that if you want to support wishes like Emily's and all the great wishes that Emily is going out and helping support, text WISH to 91999. Again, that's WISH to 91999, because without your support, of course, we would not be able to grant any of these great wishes. And with that, I would like to introduce Kelly Kunovich from the Pretty Little Bakers. Kelly founded this bakery with her mom and with her sister. She's been featured on ABC, and she actually sold out of these cookie kits before the event. So if you tried to get them on her website, you couldn't. It was just essentially exclusive for Make-A-Wish. So they've been incredible partners to us on the event, and we are so appreciative of their support. So with that, I will pass it over to Kelly for some cookie decorating tips.
Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh. I am so stinking excited to be here and to just share some awesome tips and tricks on cookie decorating. I mean, who doesn't love cookies, right? It's the best time of year, and it's all in good fun. It is just going to be such a blast. So thank you so much for letting me be a part of this wonderful day. And let's get started. I know we are kind of missing a couple kits here and there. They will be coming. I cannot tell you, I don't even want to talk about it. USPS is, so with cookies, so I have a couple cookies here, but I do kind of want to go over what's in the kit, what comes in the kit, excuse me, and then we'll get started right away. So let me flip this bad boy around. All righty. Okay. Now, is that, I just want to double check before moving forward. Is this like a landscape mode, or is it portrait? Is this kind of wonky sideways? Is this okay? Perfect. Okay, so a couple things that I want to go over first. I'm going to showcase some fun creative ideas on just these two cookies here, but I kind of want to go over a couple things that come in the kit. First of all, we have the ingredients list here. No nuts in our cookies. You're good to go, nut free. And then I wanted to talk about this. So here we have, it's a cookie first aid kit. We always supply these and all shipped actually in every, whether it's shipped or picked up or delivered. But basically this explains that, hey, you know what, if you end up getting cookies that may be broken or shoot, the arm, you know, fell off or something, or they're cracked during transportation or shipping, all you need to do is take one of your bags of royal icing, cut the tip, and basically treat it as if it's glue and kind of glue the two pieces back together, and then squish it and hold it in place for a little bit, maybe put it under a fan. About 10 minutes later, you should be good to go. So just to kind of go over that a little bit, this is also the instructions on kind of how to start decorating your cookies, and I will definitely show you that. First things first, I do want to share that if for any reason your icing is a little bit firm, it has a firm consistency, that's honestly just because it hasn't been mixed, or it's been, you know, in a truck for a couple days, whatever it may be. So what I would recommend doing is just gently massaging or kneading the bag of royal icing just to kind of get it back to room temperature. And then this also helps eliminate color separation, which is super normal in royal icing. Obviously not so much in white, but you know, in a green, you may start seeing green and then a little bit of white here and there. So you just kind of gotta mess around with it a little bit. But first things first, cookie decorating. So I do want to go over a couple different designs, a couple fun, and share some fun tips and tricks. But first things first, every time that I completely flood a cookie, I always outline the entire cookie first in royal icing. And this tends to create a little bit of a barrier. I'll kind of show you what I'm doing. Also, I do want to apologize. I'm left-handed. So oftentimes this is what is seen on the video. So I'm sorry. I need to get better at that. But
I think if we rotate it, I think that might help people see a little bit better. I know you asked, and we were rocking with the sideways view, but I think, yeah, let's just flip it.
Oh no. Okay. What if we, let me see. If we're like this.
A little
dang it. I'm like hoping that this is working. This is what worked earlier. If
no.
I rotate it like.
Yeah, these are some.
Oh, dang it. I'm so sorry. Okay. I wonder, you know what? How about this? We're just going to go like this. We're going to keep it extra. Actually, maybe I can do it this way. This might be better. Okay. So sorry about that, you guys. Jeez Louise.
That looks great.
My apologies. Okay, perfect. I'm trying to see kind of what I see. Is it too far away? What are you guys thinking?
Absolutely perfect.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. I'm so sorry about that.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start with the sweater because I love me a comfy sweater. I mean, who doesn't? So first things first, you want to take your bag of royal icing and gently cut the smallest little sliver at the edge of your piping bag. And then you're going to apply just a little bit of pressure and start outlining your cookie with royal icing. And like I said earlier, this does create a barrier, and because it's such a thin line, it's actually going to harden pretty quickly. But this barrier kind of keeps all of the royal icing that you put on this cookie after doing this right now. It keeps everything in place and on the cookie instead of falling over the side. So that's why this barrier is really, really helpful. So at this point, you can either just squeeze a little bit harder, or you can cut a little bit more of your piping bag. Just remember that once you cut, you can't ever go back to the really small hole. So I'm just going to apply a little bit more pressure. And I actually like to apply pressure on the piping bag pretty close to the barrier that I just made. Now, I tend to not really go all the way to the edge. And you'll see mine in just a second. But this typically, You know, honestly, I actually just kind of go from the outside in. But of course, if you kind of wanted to do your own little thing like that, shoot, go for it. I'm just going to do a little bit more of this. I promise I'll be fast so y'all can get to decorating your own cookies. Also provided in the bag, along with the instructions, ingredients, and the first aid kit, we provide toothpicks. Super, super bizarre, because you're kind of thinking, okay, what the heck do toothpicks have to do with cookies? So at this point, because there's a lot of empty space and holes in my cookie from the royal icing, I'm gonna use my toothpick and gently spread the royal icing all the way out to the edge of the cookie. And now you may see a little bit of lumps, but after this, one of my favorite parts about decorating cookies is the shaking aspect. I don't know why, but I get so much joy out of it. It's actually super embarrassing. But we are going to do just that in just a second. Just spread everything all the way to the edge. And hey, you know what? If your royal icing does fall over the edge, it is still going to be the most delicious cookie because you are making it. You're decorating it. So don't you fret about that. Okay. So like I said, there's a couple weird oddball divots here. So now we get to lift up the cookie and shake, 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 shake your cookie. Okay, perfect. And now that's pretty dang smooth. So we're looking awesome over here. One thing I like to do is called a wet on wet technique. I probably should have chosen a little bit more oddball colors for this. I'm sorry. More contrasting colors, I should say. So I'm going to do kind of like a little chevron look to my sweater. I'll design the bottom in just a sec. But with our toothpick again, we're going to gently draw a line. Kind of think of like a spider web. And this kind of creates a cool little divot. And the reason this is called a wet on wet technique is because the royal icing is yet to dry completely. So, I mean, still you can kind of see here, I made a couple little divots, but hey, you can just kind of poke them in because the royal icing is still wet. So it's going to take actually a couple hours to dry fully. But now you can really, truly design your sweater however you like. I'm going to add some zigzags, maybe some polka dots on the sleeves over here. And now these two royal icing colors will blend together and they'll just make a perfectly smooth cookie. And then let's see, I wonder if we could maybe like thinking our initials. We could do P, L, B. Oh man, I should have done Make-A-Wish. What am I thinking? Perfect. So I'm just going to leave this one off to the side. Now that our cookies are, our cookie is completely dried, it's actually going to take about, 12 hours to dry completely. But hey, the use of a fan super duper helps. So I recommend putting a fan directly over the cookie, letting it dry for about, 5 to 6 hours. And then at that point, they can be completely stackable and you can put other cookies on top and lay them side by side. So I'm going to move this guy out of the way. Actually, let me put it up here. So this is what we call a flooded cookie. So much royal icing everywhere on the cookie. Every bite you take is going to be half royal icing, half cookie, and it is going to be absolutely delicious. But I do want to show you another idea of how we can decorate cookies using a snowflake, and it's going to be more of like a naked cookie. It's not going to be fully decorated. This is more just kind of the lines are really what showcase this cookie here. So
quick there, although it takes you said 5 to 6 hours with a fan to dry and 12 hours to dry overnight, there's still nothing that will stop us from eating it now, correct?
I highly recommend eating it now. It is so delicious. I actually would be impressed if you were able to wait the entire time. I mean, there's so many times where my sister and I, oh shoot, we break a cookie. Okay, dibs. You know, we just are so in love with our royal icing and cookie recipe. Oopsies, I made a little boo-boo there. But hey, you know, one of my favorite things about cookies too is there's actually no mistakes. No mistakes, just happy accidents. And we always make sure to live by that rule. So this is kind of a different way to decorate a cookie without flooding. Oh man, see, I'm not applying enough pressure, and that's why the royal icing broke a little bit. This would also be a really fun one to add some sprinkles to. I love, 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 love adding sprinkles on my cookies because I feel like the sprinkles really give a vastly different texture and taste, you know, because you get that crunch. Yeah, these cookies totally melt in your mouth, but man, when you add the sprinkles, oh, that taste is just outstanding. So this would probably be a super good time to add some sprinkles if you want on your lines that you've made. Maybe you could do a couple more little polka dots. And then one of our favorite things too is our cookies are actually super yummy, super buttery, and they taste superb even without the royal icing. So something like this, you know, this is actually going to take a lot less time to dry than this guy simply because you're only doing lines. And remember when we did the line on the sweater, the first outline that we did, that solidified pretty quickly to make sure that no other royal icing would fall off the edge. So lines tend to actually dry very, very fast. So you could even eat this guy right away and you are going to be in cookie heaven. Oh my gosh. I am loving it, loving this. I just want to eat it. But patience is a virtue. And that is all I have in terms of how to decorate cookies. We did the wet on wet technique. We've also done kind of like a naked cookie with a little bit of royal icing. They're both going to taste absolutely superb. And gosh, they're going to be so tasty. But two various ways on how to decorate different cookies. Does anybody have any questions?
How much of the icing
Great cookies.
are supposed to use on like 2 cookies? We're almost out.
I'm so sorry. Say that one more time.
We used almost all of our icing.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
You did.
I know. There's been so many times, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are kiddos here on this Zoom right now that the second they pop open their icing, it just goes straight in their mouth. I'm like, I get it. I understand. I'm right there with you.
Steph, you need to stop just putting it in.
Yeah, I can see some of my cookies already not turning out quite as nice as yours, but
oh, come on. Let's see what you got. Let's see. I'm sure they're beautiful. Look at that sweater. Are you kidding? Oh my God, the snowflake.
That's really good.
See, look at that. The sprinkles. See, you're gonna go bananas over that.
How does she do like the dots again?
computer keyboards.
But mine like don't make perfect circles.
Love it.
Come up vertically, maybe?
More to worry about.
I love it. That is fantastic.
Any questions? Chat?
Can you show the dot technique again?
Yeah, it's
Yours
pretty
are
much just
perfect circles. Mine are not.
Oh, I think it's just a matter of kind of keeping the same pressure as you go up. Excuse me, as you go. Oh, my icing is leaking. Same pressure as you go down, and then once you're done with the dot, you stop putting pressure, and then you lift it up. Same with the next one. So let's see. I can try to do a couple more here. So a little bit of pressure and up. A little bit of pressure and up. A little bit of pressure and up.
Perfect. Any other questions? I mean, Kelly, thank you so much. I think everyone loved that demonstration. The energy this is phenomenal. So great job.
Thank you. No, I'm so excited you guys get to enjoy all the cookies. So thank you for letting me be a part of this.
Yes, of course. And just to let everyone know, at least in the Greater Bay Area, Pretty Little Bakers is available for private events, parties, holiday parties, happy hours, events like this. If you want to do it for a corporate team, certainly feel free to reach out to the Make-A-Wish team if you have any questions, or feel free to reach out to Kelly and Pretty Little Bakers directly. So thank you so much, Kelly. So everyone that is on, we will now be broken out into the individual breakout rooms if you had previously requested that. If not, we'll just kind of keep everyone here in the lobby, and then we'll also send out a holiday playlist via Spotify in the chat if you want to. Feel free to get in the holiday spirit during your cookie decorating. And then I think we'll plan on keeping everyone or bringing everyone back, getting things back together in probably 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll call it 6:35. And then at that point, we'll kind of do some giveaways that we previously mentioned at the beginning. So good luck cookie decorating. Be sure to use those. Thanks, Mom. Be sure to use those but good luck, and we'll see you in a little bit.
All right, folks, just wanted to acknowledge if you had requested to be in a breakout room and were not sent to your breakout room, just let me know and I'll make sure that you're sent where you need to be. All right, thanks so much for sending through some more breakout room requests. It'll just take me a minute or two to get you all squared away, so thanks for your patience.
Failure. Wow. It's not going as expected. Oh. Oh, well, there. Okay, picture.
How's everybody's cookies looking? Anybody want to show one?
We did not get the cookie mix, so we're just freestyling with some homemade cookies. So they don't look as good, but we're getting there.
Still looks pretty good. Wow. Yeah, sorry about the shipping, but they will be there soon, hopefully.
No, it is all good. We are making a night out of it, so it is great. So do not worry.
Awesome.
Did anyone prepare one of the cocktails? How'd it turn out? I unfortunately did not purchase a kit, so I'm just here with my standard wine tonight.
Wine sounds good. We made the lychee rose kit with the gin, and we ended up with the same gin as Carlo.
Oh,
awesome! So feeling
professional.
fancy, yeah. And we might attempt the old-fashioned kit or the old-fashioned drink, but the first one was really good. Did anyone else make the old-fashioned one?
Hi. Yes, we made the old fashioned with the salted caramel, I guess, mixer. It was a little sweeter than I anticipated. So I followed somebody else's advice and just added more booze, and that seemed to work.
When in doubt.
When in doubt, add more alcohol, apparently. So there you go. But it was tasty, and I made my son a virgin one with just the salted caramel and a little bit of milk. So I'm not sure if did you actually drink that? Did you like it? No. Oh, he said it tasted like eggnog, which he doesn't like. But if you like eggnog, I guess it could work. So there you go. All right, folks, we are going to go ahead and close these breakout rooms and send everyone back. So a couple seconds here for people to rejoin.
There you go.
Wait, can we just talk to Brian? And how do I add Brian to the breakout room?
I think
Everyone just sort of. Carrie, the oven needs to be turned down. Carrie, it's time for the 500 to go down. Bye. 80? I think it was.
No, I think it's 3.
Does anybody know a good joke?
Video.
Ooh, I got a joke.
No.
Hi, Harris. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Elena.
Oh, hey, Michelle.
Okay, there's a.
Who else is on here? Oh, hey, Alex.
Oh, Mondays, okay.
Harris, let's make sure that it is family friendly. But
It is.
Oh, family friendly.
It is family friendly. I just gotta remember how to say it.
Our final act of the night.
Here, this is family friendly. We practiced on gingerbread.
All right, I got one. Seagulls are by the sea. What do you call birds that are on the bay?
It's gonna drop.
A bagel.
Bagel, yeah!
Bagel. Mother.
Real doozy. All right. How did everyone do on cookie decorating? Did it look just like Kelly's? Right.
The Caro's cookies were like professional. Like they should open up a shop.
No, Kelly was incredible. She made it look very easy. Well, we'd love to see everyone's cookies. We're going to do one cookie photo. If you guys can hold up your cookies, we'll take a photo on 3. So everyone hold up your cookies. Hold it up. All right. 1, 2, 3. Love it.
It tastes
Fantastic. Okay, so with that, I think everyone's back, right, Rachel? Can we announce our giveaway winners?
Yes, everyone should be back now.
Excellent. All right, so we have our first giveaway is 2 $50 Sloat gift cards, and our winners are Spencer Rotan and Marilyn Haran. So congratulations, Spencer and Marilyn. By the way, Marilyn happens to be my grandma, and I swear that we used a software to randomly pull that. So congrats, Grandma. And then next we have a wine tasting for 4 guests at Klein Cellars. It's going to be a VIP tasting with 4 complimentary cheese plates, 15% off wine. And this is going to be extended to when shelter in place will be over late next year. So you can actually go enjoy this in person, which is incredible. And the winner of that is Christopher Stanley. Again, Christopher Stanley is the winner for Klein Cellars. And then, hooray! Congrats, you guys. And then our final giveaway here, our grand prize is the Modernist membership. This is valued at $1,000. You're also going to get a $100 credit for a total value of $1,100, and that's going to Lindsay Remigio. So congratulations to Lindsay Remigio on winning that membership to Modernist. And thank you. Hooray! Congrats, Lindsay. Thank you so much to Modernist, to Klein, and to Sloat for generously donating these giveaways. Really appreciate it. That pretty much wraps up the program for the night, but I did want to say a huge thank you to Carlo and Kelly, as well as the Make-A-Wish events team that worked really hard to execute this incredible event, and to all of you guys for joining. I did want to do one final wish text to give reminder. You can text wish to 91999. Again, wish to 91999. Through Christmas, we're about $1,000 short of our goal to grant a wish. So we're about 9K right now. So please get those texted donates in, and happy holidays to everybody. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, thanks.
Bye. Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Thanks so much. This was such a fun event.
Merry Christmas all.
This was